Thank you for tuning in today. This is a new installment of Gold Boot Media Productions. Today we are blessed to have Brother Leon Williams with us. Brother Leon,
Yeah.
uh, it is my understanding that you have been in the fraternity for 70 years or 70 plus now.
Well, I have a number of years uh, behind my participation.
Okay, so we'll go with 70 plus at this point in time. How's that? Why don't you tell us when you came into the fraternity?
Well, my initiation date was through the undergraduate chapter at Alabama State, Gamma Sigma. And I uh, was initiated May the 10th, 1946.
1946. Now, if I'm correct, this is 2017, so that would put you at 71 years at this point in time. And right after Gamma Sig, I know you became a staple of another great chapter. What was that chapter?
Uh, Sigma Phi.
Okay. And you've been there for pretty much the rest of that time frame. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know we're going to get into your fraternity information in a few minutes, but tell us a little bit about what your profession was and some of the family things that you want to let the people out there know about you.
Well, finishing Alabama State uh, Teachers College, I received training as a teacher, and I taught for a few years before moving about. Now, I taught in the public schools in Montgomery.
Okay.
Uh, I taught at uh, Carver High School. I taught at St. Jude, and I taught with the Veterans Program at Booker Washington.
Okay.
And of course, that was during my undergraduate teaching.
Okay.
Uh, and what was the last part of that?
Well, you gave us your profession. Um, did you attend a local church in Montgomery? Because most of what you've done has basically been in Montgomery, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Uh, yes, most. You said most of what I've done. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. And uh, I, I mentioned this the school. I don't think I mentioned St. Jude, did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay, but that's my church,
Okay.
and uh, I worked there for a few years before the school was dissolved, and we had competitive situations such as uh, debates uh, of classes. I, I initiated a program there where we were uh, dealing with uh, issues of the time. And of course, in Montgomery back during that time, uh, uh, the civil rights movement was underway.
Right.
And we uh, found it very challenging uh, to uh, 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 use other youngsters from other schools when we were having our uh, uh, seniors day and this kind of thing. And we had a very good relationship with the other schools, and the principals of the various schools were very glad to have us uh, come in and and pilot this kind of program.
Okay.
Mm.
So now you said that you have been in the fraternity for over about 71 years. Did you ever what would you say is your fondest memory of being in the fraternity at this point in time?
Well, well, my little contribution, uh, the Superior Service Award was given by me to our fraternity,
Okay.
and it is now an international award.
Now let me make sure I got this right. You personally are responsible for the Superior Service Award. Is that correct?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
And that is a mandated program and it's one of the awards that's given during that mandated program,
Yeah,
correct?
yes.
Now, surely during your 71 years in the fraternity, um, as a younger brother, I'm just amazed when I hear stories about the founders. Did you get to interact with the founders any?
I knew each one of the founders except Dr. Just,
Okay,
and Dr. Just had passed before I was initiated,
okay.
but I knew the others, and I mingled with them uh, on committees and at conclaves.
What were they like, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, uh, Brother Love was a bishop in the Methodist Church,
Okay.
and Dr. Uh, Just was a physical scientist at Howard University, and Dr. Coleman uh, was also uh, in the science department at Howard University.
Okay. Um, what would be, in your opinion, uh, you talked about, doing the Superior Service Award and all of that. Were there any other um, fond moments that you've had that you've seen in the fraternity during your time?
Well, you asked the one question in that I have made no better contribution than that because I uh, thought it up, I wrote it, and I presented it to our chap, and then I presented it to the state. I presented it to the region, and then I finally was able to present it at the Grand Conclave.
Well, that is one heck of an accomplishment because it's still going on today. So I personally thank you for that particular one. Um, what was it like for you when you first crossed? I know you had talked about the civil rights movement and things of that nature. What was the atmosphere like when you first was made into the fraternity?
Well, we on the campus had a nice looking has a nice relationship with the other organizations,
Okay.
and we had competitive programs uh, presented uh, on days that were given to or allowed us in terms of the chapters having programs, and we were uh, pretty well respected and thought of on the campus.
Okay. What do you see today in the fraternity for at least during the time that you were active? I know that you've been kind of limited as far as being able to really be active, but what do you see that's a little different today? Is there anything that you see that might have changed in the fraternity?
Well, we are dedicated to a state, a district, and a national program. And you, as you must know, well, as you do know, we have followed those same traditions. And uh, uh, I think, except for a lot of hazing, we, uh, we don't have a lot of that now. Uh, that isn't accepted, and it is considered somewhat barbaric, and we've gotten uh, away from that using the paddle.
Okay.
And so we have discussed on the state level, the district level, and the national level, how could we use these sharp minds to promote the fraternity and its principles without exalting to uh, 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 what do you call it, hazing.
Okay.
That is not considered good taste fraternal wise on any of the campuses. I think now, well, you know, sometimes the guys uh, do little things when the advisor's not uh, watching them and see. And of course, we do not uh, say that this, but during my time, uh, uh, you really crossed the burning sand.
Saying it was hot.
No question about it. And we didn't have air conditions.
So, with your interaction with the founders and your knowledge firsthand of what their mindset was and their expectation, what knowledge would you pass along, or what understanding would you pass along to some of the newer brothers
Well,
as to what their expectations were?
well, brother, the fraternity itself has kept alive the founders, and we have a Founders Day, as you know.
Mhm.
Uh, uh,
How has Omega impacted your life, Brother Williams?
well, I did make a contribution, as I just mentioned a few minutes ago,
Right.
uh, and I was very uh, happy to know the men who were the uh, uh, in the graduate chapter, who founded the graduate chapter there in Montgomery, uh, uh, Principal Principal T.H. Round, uh, uh, let me see that, yeah, uh, uh, Dr. Love, T.A. Love, and he was uh, uh, principal of Alabama State Laboratory High,
Okay.
and and then of course the, we at that time I don't think we had another principal in Montgomery, but
Were there any other chapters that you helped to found?
well, no, but indirectly, uh, uh, when there was a chapter on, when there was an initiation for a chapter in the vicinity,
Right.
okay, uh, we would uh, be invited to come and take part in those activities,
Okay.
and that we did.
Um, what what would you tell some of the newer brothers at this point in time in order to really give them an understanding of how important this organization is to you, and to keep and to give them motivation on how to continue what you already have helped to start and continue at this point in time?
Uh, to cherish the work and undertaking of the founders. The founders, those three men we were telling you about, they had wonderful service records, not only uh, uh, fraternal wise, but academic wise. Uh, and of course, we know they were responsible for this great organization being what
Right.
it is. Yes.
What what else would you like to just say to people in general about making it to 70 plus years in the fraternity? And how old are you, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
Uh, 47.
Okay, that'll work. We'll go with 47. But see, Brother Leon, honestly, it has been a pleasure to be able to sit with you for just a moment and get an understanding of what it was like back in 47 and 46, and basically get a good understanding of why you love the fraternity. And I see, based upon what I understand, that to always be working and always to be in service was kind of your passion going into it. Is that correct, or was I a little off on that
No, I think uh, you see, our founders consist of three men. I was trying to get somebody else's attention, but are you uh, aware?
Yeah, it's four. You're right,
Oh, you
absolutely.
know I know.
Yeah, I know you do. You're talking about
Uh,
the three that you
the
did meet,
founder,
though, right? The three
yeah,
that you did
yeah,
meet.
and as I told you, uh, I met each one of those.
Mhm.
Well, if they were at conclaves or district, and during some of those years, we had them to come to Sigma Phi.
Okay. Well, at this
Okay.
point in time, what I'm going to do is, again, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you sitting with us.